Going to be a quiet, very quiet rant. No vocal covers, no vocal covers. It is International Women's Month, so I'm going to do a quick gender relations rant. Society perpetuating that all women want is assholes is no more sexist than the negative stereotypes perpetuated towards women in our society. Yes. This idea that, okay, just because you're not getting laid, you now gotta give members of your own gender bad advice because you can't get any and you're miserable. Is what you call mental incels or mental feminazis. They hate women and men because they can't get laid, and it's a problem in our society. People are dealing with rejection the wrong way, cuz. Just because you can't find a man doesn't mean that all of a sudden you as a woman have to go off and say that all men are pigs. It's no different than the hatred men give women when they can't get none either. See, you have to acknowledge that it's not women and it's not men's fault. This is just bad luck on the dating scene in a shitty society, and you can't blame the other side for going through the same thing. Chilling like a rockstar villain. Got some new cups I'm releasing later on today. Check those out. This all men want is assholes, so that when women are treated nice for a change, the first thing they think is, you're just doing it to get down our pants. And my response to that is, you just want to get down our pants so you can divorce us and take all of our shits. Now, if you may think that sounds ornery, well, guess what? It is. Not all men are out to do it just because they want to get laid. A lot of men like me are sick and tired of this whole nice guys finish last, treat all women like shit attitude society has for men. And then when we give women exactly what they want, it's all men are the same. So by that logic, I would think that the women are unsatisfied with the way they're being treated, as are men. But if you try to be nice to a woman, you immediately get simp shamed. You get told you're just trying to get down her pants. And it's stupid. Simp shaming is the male equivalent to slut shaming. You'll hear men bitch about how women get divorce court rates in their favor, how men are expected to pay child support. But these same men are not going to bitch when women get paid less money in the gender wage pay gap. So there's that. Mm. Now, Cool Taste invited me out to hang out with him at Frosty's, but I politely declined because of all the shit he's been talking. Plus, how do I know that the trolls aren't trying to ambush me at Frosty's? And like Cool Taste is just using the bait as, oh hey man, I just want to be friends kind of thing, you know. Do I look stupid, YouTube? And even if that wasn't Cool Taste intentions, you know, As soon as they would have found out me and Cool Taste were at Frosty's, they would have immediately tried as hard as they could to get us kicked out. And that's not fair to Frosty's. They shouldn't have to put up with that. I do like going to Frosty's, and the reason why I quit going there is because of the incident that happened 2 Halloweens ago. My trolls can enjoy their Halloween. They cannot enjoy their Halloween without fucking with Cobra. And it's kind of sad. They do this crap all year round. And people shouldn't have to put up with it. So if they can't ban the trolls from going to Frosty's, they can at least ban the asshole that they're harassing, and that just seems to be their way of dealing with it. And from a business perspective, I totally get it. But from my perspective, it's kind of bullshit, because I don't gotta harass the trolls in real life. If my trolls go broadcasting, saying they're live from such and such bar, and they're like, oh yeah, fuck King Cobra JFS, and they're making a night out of it, immediately I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what? I want to start harassing the bar they're at, get them kicked out of it, see how they like it. I'm like, you know what? They were enjoying their night, and if hating me brings them some sort of pleasure in life, then your life must be pretty sad. So I'm happy to provide that entertainment for you, poor bastards. The only one living a sadder life than me and Cool Taste are my YouTube trolls. Because you gotta think, my YouTube trolls don't give a shit how fucking messed up Cool Taste's life is. They don't care what kind of problems Cool Taste has. To them, that just makes it that much funnier. Like, okay, so Cobra's friends with this blind guy, and yeah, we really fucking messed up if we got them to fight each other on YouTube. Huh. And it's just disgusting and manipulative, because if I say anything to defend myself, I'm automatically the piece of shit because Cool Taste has more problems than I do. I'm calling him Cruel Waste because after all the nice things I've done for him, he just stabs me in the back. And instead of reaching out to me and being like, what the fuck, you know, he just automatically jumps the gun, and now it's Cobra's a piece of shit, right? And I'm like, Cool Taste, bro. Like I said, man, if you're genuine about your peace offering with the Frosties, I appreciate it, but it's going to take more than that, to be honest. And on top of that, if you're starting to wake the fuck up and realize that my trolls are only watching your videos because you dog on me, and maybe you had a change of heart and you're like, you know what, friendship's more important than the views you get on YouTube. It's about getting stabbed in the back by Cool Taste more than anything. It's like, okay, we're both stoners. We both are mutual friends through homeboy Scotty. We both have schizophrenia. We're both struggling with our own personal struggles. It doesn't make us any less or any greater than one another. To be honest, there's no such thing as a king of Casper. That's so fucking stupid. It's beyond fucking stupid. You want to talk about having balls? I'm not even crying about it. Like, I have the chat on and just sitting here telling it like it is. And getting Cool Taste to fight me because you're bored with your sad life and you want drama to entertain you is pretty disgusting. And that's exactly what's happening. People are taking Cool Taste, who has more problems than I do, just to fuck with me. It's all a Hail Mary desperate attempt to get Cobra to talk about it. It's because my trolls have a really sad, unhealthy obsession with me. And my troll's obsession with me is more sad than Cool Taste's life, to be honest. And whenever I talk to Cool Taste about it, he's like, yeah, well, I'm enjoying the entertainment too, bud. And I'm like, you enjoy it until they turn your back on you, and then now it's all, fuck these trolls, they're all assholes, Josh. I don't know how you put up with it. I see how this is gonna play out, dude. I'm not gonna respond to Cool Taste bullshit anymore. But be careful who you help out on YouTube, because people are just in it for the fame. And it's disgusting. Y'all got a problem with my mustache. That's not my problem, dude. That's your problem. That's their problem. Kind of like these people who identify as they, thems. I call them theirs because that's their problem. I'm not trying to be rude, but isn't it fucking ironic when you see a cisgendered woman wearing a strap on and making all this money pretending to be trans just for clout? But when, like, certain trans people do the same thing to cisgendered women, it's not seen as the way they see that woman on. Like, the irony of it is so bloody brilliant. Holy shit. I was watching Eliza Schaefer and Sydney Watson with that video earlier, and I was just like, wait, what? So they want to get mad when a cis person pretends to be trans, but when a trans person pretends to be a woman, you can't say that because that's insensitive. And I'm like, who gives a fuck either way as long as you're not a sicko, man? Like, of all people who sit there and preach acceptance and how we're sick and tired, and it's like the irony in that is just so crass that makes me want to fucking drink. Here's women who've been oppressed by men for centuries. Now men are turning themselves into women, and if you don't force yourself to accept it, you're somehow a bigot. And it's like, okay, if we're not allowed to force trans people to accept cisgendered, then we should not be allowed to force trans people to force themselves to be accepted by everyone else. That's just equality. And as long as you ain't a sick fuck, who gives a shit? This idea that men are supposed to be underneath the hood of a car and dying in war somewhere, and women belong in the kitchen, it's all stupid society expectations. You might think to yourself, oh, just because you turn trans, that your society expectations disappear. Now you're dealing with the social expectations of being a woman and being a trans woman on top of that. And it's all stupid. Because trans people are awesome, man. As long as you ain't a sicko, I don't give a fuck. You're just trying to live your best life, girl. They, them, he, she. How the fuck are you going to tell me that gender does not exist? But if you misgender somebody, you're a piece of shit. See, I'm not a piece of shit if I misgendered you because I'm just going based off what I see, man. You're the one that makes the rules and says that gender does not exist. So how am I an asshole for misgendering you when you say gender does not exist? You can't have your cake and eat it too, is what I'm getting at. It's like a vegan saying, I would never eat meat, but then you catch the vegan teacher eating at the Texas Roadhouse, eating on some bacon and some beef on a burger, going, oh, I miss this. Giving herself an F minus because she failed her own stupid vegan exam. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's like, how does that work? Okay, I support LGBTQIAA+. As long as you ain't a sicko, I don't give a shit. But how the fuck are you gonna fucking sit there and fucking say, well, gender does not fucking exist, but if you misgender somebody, you're a bigot. But the people who said the second thing, also said the first thing. How does that work? If gender does not exist, then how am I misgendering somebody? Okay, I know that sounds stupid and hard to follow, but like, as long as you ain't a sick fuck, I say play along and who cares, you know? I just farted, excuse me. I mean, like, there's lines, you know? People, if you're like wider than my ass, You know, like you're super white, you shouldn't be allowed to identify as black. Because people take advantage of the whole trans thing, and it's just disgusting. Things like transracial, trans disabled, and now you're a trans tree. How the fuck does that work? See, now people are going to get offended because they identify as a sparkly, non-binary palm tree, and you called them a maple tree, and then now it's like you gave them the wrong tree pronoun, and now they're pissed. I could see why they'd be pissed, but at the same time, it's so microaggressive. It's just like, okay, so there are people in Ukraine who are fighting for their lives, but somebody microaggressed you with their mislabeling you. Out in everyday public, you want to say something about it, go ahead. But if you're on a job, your job isn't to educate people and make them woke, okay? If you have a job making plastic covers for a certain product, and your job is to stand in your station and make those plastic covers, you do it if you want the job bad enough. If someone says, well, let's say you identify as a female, but you're currently a male, you know, and somebody says, oh, hey, look, it's that male over there, and you get offended because they mislabeled you. Girl, you don't need that drama. If you're secure with who you are as a person, ignore them. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? This is Women's History Month, goddammit. That includes trans women, too. Cheers. Because you trans women are making history. I mean, yeah, it's kind of a kick in the cunt to women who have had to fight microaggression and oppression in general from men and had to earn their rights. You know, women's lib and all the marching that women have had to do to literally have their own sports league. And now they're having men who turn themselves into women and dominate the fuck out of sports via trans athletes. You know, the South Park episode Strong Woman describes it perfectly. And if you say anything not now, you're the bigot. And it's frustrating for a lot of people because you've literally fought your entire existence at that point to be an advocate for the right cause. And even when you see people taking advantage of it, now you're being afraid to say anything about it because you might get canceled. And it's like, well, you have to accept that there's a right and a wrong. And the beautiful thing about the new episode of South Park is it definitely stuck it to the toilet paper industry. But at the same time, you can have a nice toilet and nice things without having to compare it to your real life. All of a sudden, you get a Japanese toilet, and now the rest of your life sucks. You don't gotta be like that, you know. But at the same time, I like how it ended, where it's like, hey, if it still works, use it. That what's it called? Minimalist mindsets. I get that. My PS3 barely works, man, but it still works. You know, I don't need Harry Potter or a PS5 to be happy. I don't play video games that much to begin with. Whenever I get an urge to play video games, I fire up the old PS3 and it works just fine. Like, okay, just because you have nice things doesn't mean you have to brag to the world about it and be a dick about it, because that has consequences on the people around you who have no idea what you're doing. And at the same time, you know, if it does have, uh, South Park said that, hey, we'd like to apologize to the toilet paper industry, kind of, you know, making fun of how toilet paper became a valuable commodity in the pandemic. Oh, jeez. You know what I'm saying? That Randy Marsh's need to impress everyone with the Japanese toilet stems from a political view of how people in general act. The idea of having a girlfriend or having a Japanese toilet or something you don't have. It's all meant to be seen as bragging rights. And it's the disgusting attitude like that that makes dating so shitty. It's like, you know, sometimes You ain't got the nicest girlfriend. Sometimes all you got's a pocket pussy, you know, and sometimes that's all you need. It gets you through, doesn't it? You know, you're waiting patiently like every other single miserable asshole out there. And society has to make you feel like you're an ugly bastard who's not manly or feminine enough because you can't find someone, you know? And it's the second you try to defend the opposite sex, you get seen as a beta soy boy, or you get told you're not feminist enough. And then the second you give in to those demands, now it's women and men are assholes to each other. And what the fuck? Why does dating suck? And I'm over here like, I need a drink. That yes, having nice things does not make you an automatic nicer person. You know, because you see Stan Marshall in the new episode getting hated on by his classmates because his dad, Randy Marsh, is being a douche about the Japanese toilets. And it's just like, there's so many layers to that episode. As always, South Park is truly funny if you get it from, like, the minimalist, society's full of shit standpoint. You gotta think when South Park first started off, their budget was very cheap. They did not have the animators they have today. You know, South Park didn't have like the amazing animators they have today. Like when South Park first started off, they had to do paper cardboard cutouts and animate each frame by frame, with different mouths, and that had to be a lengthy process. What started off as a college project became a hit run TV show, and you gotta love that about South Park. South Park makes fun of everybody, dude. They make fun of the goths with the goth kids. And I find myself laughing at myself a little bit when I watch the goth kids, you know. And I'm like, man, that's what South Park's supposed to do. It's supposed to make fun of everybody and everything. If you can't handle it, then you can't laugh at yourself. If you're mad because you're mad at society, how the fuck are you gonna get mad at a cartoon for telling it like it is? It's the fucking truth, dude. All this does is create more hype around me. At the end of the day, you take South Park out of the equation. The obsession with King Cobra and trying to ruin his life. You get so many people that you involve with that. And eventually people get sick of it because they're like, I know who he is. He's extremely autistic. He's alright, man. He doesn't do anything to hurt anyone. He just does his thing, and people can't handle it. I'm not afraid to be myself and put myself out there. People are scared to be themselves and put themselves out there. That's why they hate King Cobra. Got some brand new merch I'm releasing these next 2 days. Most definitely, what the fuck is up, tubes? Like Cobra, you better not go live. I'm like, dude, I'll go live when I fucking want to. Doesn't matter when I go live. I'm still gonna be more famous than the trolls. Drinking on my newest drink combo, which I'm not disclosing what it is because you're not a subscriber to my Patreon. Oh. All the trolls who want to call me a hot mess are just jealous because nobody tunes in to watch their boring drink combos. And nobody gives a fuck when my trolls drink too much. If anything, if my trolls had a bigger drinking problem than I did, I would encourage it. Oh, but then they couldn't handle being as rock star as Cobra. Shit. Spitter Spies are on the case. I made a Spitter Spies t-shirt. One of my fans sent me a text screen cap of my YouTube trolls getting pissed off because the Spitter Spies are ruining their plans. For like every 2 assholes that's super obsessed with bullying me, there's like 4 people who are obsessed with my videos and defending me. So I got more fucking fans than I do trolls. And your jealousy just makes it that much more obvious at my YouTube trolls. Think about it. You know how Cool Taste has all these fucking problems? They're gonna try to use that against him to get him to fight me because they're bored and they want to see drama. They got a little bit of drama out of it, and I'm like, okay, you're willing to pin Cool Taste against one of his supposed friends because you're jealous that Cobra doesn't care if his friends are blind or if they're senior citizens. As long as you ain't a sicko, I don't give a shit. And that's pretty basic. And the trolls calling me that sicko shit are just fucking sickos who are insecure with themselves. Like your obsession with... See, that's the thing of it. My trolls could hate sickos too, but that would mean you'd have to agree with King Cobra. So your only sicko fucking solution is to argue with me and fucking sit here and try as hard as you can to make me look like one when I'm not. And it just makes you look dumb, dude. It does. Like Cobra is sitting there going, what's my next drink combo? And I'm like, you know what? I got Patreon videos. And Cobra's drink combos are legendary on YouTube. So you're going to have to subscribe to my Patreon to see this here drink combo, folks. I get so burnt out trying to come up with creative ideas for my YouTube, but that I don't know what to create for my Patreon because I want my Patreon videos to be like exclusive from my YouTube. You know, there's so many things I could do for that. But, when I say it's an exclusive drink combo for Patreon, all my Patreon subscribers know what's up. You'll see me drinking it, but you're not going to see me showcasing it on YouTube. Man, the alcohol's going through me. Might take a leak here in a second. But no vocal covers. I was pushing the boundaries with my vocal covers in the last live video, where I sing like Grease Lightning of all things. That video was definitely showing off my vocal range, or my ability to vocal tone match a lot of really famous artists. Pretty much ignoring chat and just doing my thing. But I appreciate the wicked support I get from my fans. You have no idea. It's what it is. Society's pissed off because the message they're being preached at is wrong. It treats women like victims and creates assholes out of men. And it's disgusting, which causes women in turn to want revenge. which is why it's never talked about when women rape men. If men do it, it's all over the news. No, Cobra's not trying to be an asshole, I'm just telling it like it is. And fuck rape. The idea that of a woman raping a man is unheard of in our society because of the negative stereotype that all men want is sex. So if a woman rapes you, it's just seen as, how is it rape, bro? You got laid. But the second he wants it, it's he's a simp. The second he doesn't want it, it's because he can't handle a strong woman. And I'm like, that's just what it feels like to be a man. I'm not going to sit here and try to make claims of what it's like to be a woman, but when I hear women complain, I listen. They're tired of being slut shamed for wanting the same thing that men want. Men, you gotta man up your response. You want to attract the ladies? Check out Tactical Soap. Coupon code KingCobra. Get you 15% off. Waiting patiently, being a gentleman, and smelling irresistible for the ladies is where it's at. Okay, like, of age women that I encounter in my daily life like the way I smell, so yeah, I don't have to get laid to know that the soap works. You know, one of my fans, fanboy Colin, he bought some tactical soap to attract the women, and his girlfriend that he has now, the smell of the soap attracted her, but his personality was what kept her. And now they have an amazing, amazing, awesome love and friendship and kindleship. And I was face chatting with them the other night. They're both awesome fans of mine. And that's real testimony. So even if I'm not getting laid because I'm wearing it, the fans who wear it to attract of age partners are getting it, which is more important than me getting it. And the fact that they're giving it a chance because I wear it. That's the proud power of a proud tactical soap affiliate, YouTube. I'm releasing some brand new Troll Slayer merch tomorrow, as well as a St. Patrick's Day merchandise item. St. Patrick's Day is traditionally a drinking holiday, but you don't have to drink beer to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? If you're too old to drink alcohol and you get a little fucked up on alcohol, that's your choice. But if you're too young to do it and all you can do is drink energy drinks and soda pop, that's fine too. Just be responsible with it. I'm releasing a St. Patrick's Day mug to my customized girl tomorrow. This is actually the second mixed drink that I've had outside of, well, actually, you know what? No, my third. I mean, I still got plenty left, and I'm just over here like, nah, you know what? I want to save that for tomorrow. People want to call me an alcoholic, but it's like, I can recognize when I'm feeling good. I want to cut down on my alcohol and be like, well, you get drunk quicker when you cut down on it, and it makes the alcohol last longer. And the biggest bonus is the people who care about you are going, hey, I'm worried about Cobra and his drinking, but he has some of this alcohol on camera. Oh, jeez. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. So after this drink, Yeah, I'm gonna be feeling just capital. It's a drink combo I debuted on my Patreon, but I'm not gonna exclude that information because regular subscribers are not supporters of the Patreon. As I said on my Patreon, it's an exclusive drink combo. The Patreoners release the information that is on their decision, as they paid for it. But I do like really sweet combos for my Patreoners, and that's what's up. I'm gonna put my liquor up because this before I pour that up. This is almost empty. Oh shit. Some of the drink combo contains Bud Light Platinum, but the other one's not getting reviewed or revealed. Oh, aren't I a sneaky bastard? Let's go ahead and pour the rest of that in there just like that. Empty bottle. Nah. This in the fridge. And that's honestly all I need at the moment. I'm going to 4 drink limit. I am actually cutting down on my drinking, believe it or not. You won't believe it because you see me drinking on camera, so in the troll's eyes, it's like, oh my god, he's drinking again, what a piece of shit. But off camera, it's like, it's after 5 o'clock, I've had like 4 to 5 drinks, and I feel good. I don't have to drink the whole thing to prove anything to anyone. You drink to get a buzz or minus a little bit of a buzz, kind of thing, and it's like, I'm Gucci, man. Learning how to drink more responsibly. Yeah. It's the 3rd of March. Let's go. It's also my birthday month. That's what's up. I'll be 32 this month. No big deal. The fact that it's Women's History Month is more important. Hashtag fuck simp shaming. Hashtag fuck white knight shaming. A little bit goes a long way, gentlemen. That's what I'm saying. Women don't want you to fucking try too hard to simp. It just comes off as stalker and creepy-ish. You gotta learn to recognize the signs of when women are into you. Because remember, it's not sexual harassment if she's into you. If the woman thinks you're attractive and you hit on her, she's gonna be like giddy as fuck. But if she thinks you're creepy, disgusting, ugly, and you're not her type, she can accuse you of sexual harassment and rape, even though you've done none of those things. Unless, of course, you're trying too hard to get down her pants, in which case she has a point. And before women call me shallow, hear me out. Men are the same way, dude. When you got some chick that's not your type hitting on you, you're not into it, fellas. But then you get told, well, you're not a strong enough man to handle a strong woman like that. See, women get rejected for the same reasons that men reject them sometimes, and they can't handle it. And men will get rejected for the same reasons women reject men, and they can't handle it. It's all systematic bullshit oppression that's designed to keep the genders pinned against each other. If you follow King Cobra JFS, there are 4 genders: male, female, trans, hermaphrodites. Non-binary doesn't count because people who are non-binary don't have a gender. saying there's only four genders because hermaphrodite could be a combination of all three. You know what I'm saying? That kind of gray area, sort of. Yeah. That's what makes it easier for everyone. Four genders: male, female, trans, hermaphrodites. That's pretty straightforward. Why care about these issues? Because in today's modern society, no one gives a fuck about my issues. I am a white, straight, heterosexual, cisgendered male who is attracted to of-age women that are alive, non-related, consenting, human, same species, of age. Pretty straightforward, yes. Fuck sickos, kind of thing. And I'm being demonized because I'm either homophobic, racist, sexist, transphobic, or I'm not woke enough. And I'm sick of it. Like, you want to preach at me because I'm the asshole? You don't even know me, dude. You want to assume that I'm a sicko just because of all the trolls and what they say about me, or because I haven't had sex in 6 years? Fuck you. I refuse to become a sicko. I would sacrifice the rest of my life without sex to end sickos. I would sacrifice all the alcohol in the world to end sickos. And the fact that my trolls spend all day, every day, calling me a sicko when I'm not, trying to get me to fight with Cool Taste, who's got more problems than I do, it's seriously fucking disgusting. And I told Cool Taste, bro, I don't want to have any issues with you, man. My trolls are just using you as a pawn for their own sad lives. And you think it's entertaining until they fucking go too far with it, and now you're not enjoying it. Now you're complaining to Cobra. I don't know how you deal with it, dude. Y'all gonna have fun YouTube pooping this video. I don't give a fuck, because people watch the real King Cobra. They know what's up. Fuck sickos, dude. And fuck my YouTube trolls. So a bunch of females are being told by feminists to act a certain way, and it doesn't get them the men that they want. Because men are being told by men who can't get laid, this is how you treat women. And it's just like this mentality of, and what it comes down to is, you live in a society where, hold up, unplug the phone for this bit. Bah. You live in a society being told that if you're crass or salty, if you go against what's being told, that you're edgy. So, like, that kind of feeling gets mixed with, oh, you're just misinformed, and it creates this ideology of woke culture. And because of that, now it's like if someone says 2 plus 2 equals fish, and they identify as transgender, if you argue with them and say it equals 4, you're being called a transphobe. And it's like, you could sit there and defend yourself and say that you support trans people, but that's not how math works. And they would look at you and go, well, that's just straight white, heterosexual, straight white, cisgendered white fragility or whatever. And I'm like, I'm so sick of it. You think I asked for my privilege? You didn't fucking ask for your oppression. So I'm not gonna sit there and fucking dog on you to make the oppression worse. I'm not gonna sit here and crap on you because now you're starting to have more privilege than I am. I'm just trying to live my life, dude. As long as you ain't a sicko, I don't give a fuck. That's pretty straightforward. And hey, man, 48 likes for all 48 bells in my clock tower. That's what's up. People are feeling this preach right now. And I don't want to preach at people because then it just comes off as I'm just preaching to the fucking dumbasses. That's what makes woke culture so annoying, is people are being preached at, so they feel annoyed by it. versus people who are like, I'm sick of woke culture. As long as you ain't a sicko or a racist or a sexist or an abusive, inhuman piece of shit, who gives a fuck? Pretty basic, good morals, straightforward, kind of thing. But that's not good enough because now with these woke assholes, if I go to preach good morals in society, people just look at me like, oh, you're a part of woke culture and you're just preaching bullshit. And I'm sick of being preached at. And it's like, not everyone can be preachers. Not everyone can be chiefs. Not everyone can be, top dog. Everyone tries to be in charge. Everyone tries to be like, we're all starting the next movement. Everyone tries to be like everyone else is stupid. When everyone does that, it just, word vomits. All of a sudden, you got people who identify as non-binary purple dragon unicorns, and they're convinced that 2 plus 2 equals fish. And if you argue with them, then you're a non-binary trans gay phobe. And all that kind of bullshit does is hurt it. For people who are non-binary, LGBTQIAA+, etc., because they don't ask for that bullshit. They don't ask for the bullshit that makes them look bad. You feel me on that, YouTube? That's true for a lot of people except sickos. And it's like, hey, cool taste. Not trying to brag, bud, but I got like 360 views and 65 likes. After going live for 48 minutes almost. How many people can you get to like your video that aren't bot accounts? The same people who create bot accounts to hate King Cobra and then create a bunch of bot accounts to try to support Cool Taste. And it's all done to perpetuate this negative algorithm where it's like the trolls don't give a fuck how disabled I am. And then when they see how disabled Cool Taste is and all the fucked up problems he has, knowing how much I hate sickos, to them it just makes my trolls laugh that much harder. So it's like, oh hey, if we can get Cool Taste and King Cobra to fight each other on the internet because our lives are that fucking miserable. It's what it is. It's what it is, YouTube. You can believe who you want to fucking believe. But King Cobra's not going anywhere, dude. And fuck the sickos and fuck the trolls. I'm gonna have to go off camera to take a leak. Because that booze goes right through you, dude. The drink combo I made for Patreon is a boozy drink combo, but it's only exclusive for Patreon. Because there's only like 8 or 9 people who are active on my Patreon at the moment. And I appreciate all of you staying active. I get so tied up in my YouTube and trying to make content for my YouTube that I forget about all social media platforms. Because that's my main bread and butter. That's where all the fans get free content, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I gotta stop and think, okay, even if it's nothing like super crazy, like maybe a Sean and Saunders skit for my Patreon, or like, a guitar playing shred. Doesn't have to involve alcohol or some crazy food or drink combo, So I do need to get better at being a social media presenter with all my platforms. With YouTube being my main platform, I don't even acknowledge my TikTok or my Instagram or any of that. Like YouTube's my main focus. People see the spaghetti and meatballs, they're like, Doritos just released their Doritos dip, which I want to try both flavors. Their Cool Ranch Jalapeno, their Nacho Cheese flavor. It'd be great for recipes, dude. I can just see it. I love Doritos, dude. Not a sponsor. But those meatballs that I made, with they're baked in Doritos, wrapped in bacon, stuffed with cheese. The reason why I pre-cooked the bacon 3/4 of the way is so that when you wrap it around the meatballs and bake it, by the time it's done getting baked, the bacon's fully cooked and you have fully cooked meatballs. You want that effect. I did my homework before cooking, using Siri, of course, and it worked. Not all the meatballs I showed off on camera looked presentable, but I showed you the ones that succeeded more. I'm not the greatest cook on the planet. I don't claim to be, but I love to cook. And I love to come up with like viral fucking cooking videos. You just hear the words bacon wrapped Doritos fried mozzarella cheese stuffed meatballs. And instantly you're like, yes, okay, if you like all of those things kind of thing, And that's what drives me to make those kinds of videos on YouTube. The trolls can sit here and talk all the shit they want on the comments, but it's like Cobra's coming up with drink combos and dank cooking videos, and all you can do is talk more shit and try to get a blind person who was molested and who has MS to fight with King Cobra. So if King Cobra says anything about it, it just automatically makes him look like a huge asshole. And when Cobra warns his buddy Cool Taste about this shit, he won't listen. He just sees it as entertainment. And I'm like, okay, dude, then don't expect me to come out and hang out with you and drink at the bar if that's how it's going to be. I appreciate Cool Taste offering to pay for my drinks and pay for my cab and all that shit. Like, I appreciate it, dude. But after all the bullshit that you've caused, don't expect me to just immediately jump up and be like, yeah, sure. Especially when I got alcohol at home, dude. And that's the thing of it. I get why he's doing it, to a degree. At least I think I do. Because I've invited Cool Taste over to my house for drinks. And he brings over alcohol to my house. And I have alcohol on hand, and we share alcohol with each other. And that's the way it should be. I don't judge Cool Taste for being blind. So don't judge me for drinking. I mean, is that not fair? Or am I the asshole for saying it? Especially when the motherfucker you want to call an alcoholic is sitting there trying to help your YouTube channel get bigger. And then on top of that, you want to call me an alcoholic, Cool Taste, which I highly doubt. It's Cool Taste doing it. My YouTube trolls see me and Cool Taste having a spat because of some other YouTube trolls. So then the rest of my YouTube trolls try to impersonate Cool Taste on subreddit. And now the fans will get back to me and they'll be like, oh, Cool Taste is saying this and that about you. And I'm like, if Cool Taste is investing that much time into harassing me, then why can't me and him just talk like people, as species? We're both humans. And most definitely, it's to guarantee you it's not Cool Taste most of the time. It's just seeing what kind of reaction you can get. Cool Taste wakes the fuck up and realizes that I'm right. And I'm not trying to be his enemy. I'm just trying to help him out. I have a lot of people that I hang with. A lot of people that message me. If you want to hang out with Cool Taste, just say, hey, Cobra, Even if I don't have weed or alcohol to share with you, bud, I'll hang with you. I don't want any drama, dude. Like, I had no idea Cool Taste's mom was an alcoholic. Then out of nowhere, when I was dealing with the Cool Taste situation before it blew up out of hand, he was like, well, we never hang out, and my mom's an alcoholic. That's why I don't hang out with you. And it's just like, yeah, but then you sit there and bring over beer to drink with me, so how does that work, bud? And furthermore, I don't judge your mom for being an alcoholic, dude. I have alcoholics in my family. Or people who used to be alcoholics and who recovered. So, Cool Taste, I'm the last motherfucker to judge you. But when you sit there and dog on me like that when you don't know the whole situation, because you're letting your schizophrenia and my YouTube trolls get the better of you, it's disgusting. Everyone wants to call me a hypocrite, but here's something to think about. And I'll say it again. My YouTube troll's obsession with me is more unhealthy than my drinking. Y'all are a bunch of Cobra-holics. It's the truth. I can acknowledge that I have a problem with drinking, and I want to cut down so that when I'm carrying on like I normally do, I learn to recognize I don't have to keep carrying on. I get to a point where I'm feeling good, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to be out of alcohol tomorrow and then be like griping about it and all that sort of thing. Plus, I'm starting to feel good right now. So I am literally using my own addiction to better myself, and people can't stand it. You know, like, hey, fuck it, it's after 5 o'clock, I got some Bud Light, I got some other unmentionable liquid, alcohol, whatever. I make a fucking bitch and drink combo for Patreon, and I don't debut it on YouTube. Cold Taste can fuck off. I've done nothing but trying to be nice to him. Bogaholic, yeah, that describes my YouTube trolls perfectly, to be honest. All the fucking hate comments, I'm just ignoring it in chat, just ignoring it and doing my thing. Keep a channel open for my fans because I'm not scared of my trolls. Y'all are a bunch of cowardly fucking retards who have no lives. My troll's obsession with me is more sad than Cool Taste's life. I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges, but if Cool Taste had the fame I'd have, he'd love it. But if he had to deal with the harassment that I dealt with, he'd hate it. And I'm like, dude, I got all the ammunition I need. I'm not gonna sit here and dog on Cool Taste. You know, we're both from the same goddamn town. We're both friends with Scotty, so there's no need for this bullshit, to be honest. It's stupid. Like, if Cool Taste is having a bad day, taking it out on King Cobra is stupid. You know what I'm saying? It is. I gotta take a leak. Ooh. I don't want any ill intent to happen towards Cool Taste. I feel so sorry for Cool Taste. You don't even fucking know the half of it. And the fact that my trolls are trying to get me pinned against him to create drama because they hate me so much that if I fight Cool Taste, it automatically makes me look like a huge asshole. I'm telling you, dude, Cool Taste doesn't know who he's fucking with. And that has nothing to do with me or my YouTube trolls. It's just people in general have the wrong idea about me. And if I try to explain it, I get told I'm just mansplaining, like every other man on this goddamn planet. Like, okay, if a woman's having her period and she's cramping, most guys who care will be like, babe, what's wrong? And she'll be like, well, she explains her situation. No guy's gonna be like, well, you're just girl guilting, quit being a cunt and trying to girl guilt me. No one's gonna say that shit because it's insensitive. But if a dude gets punched in the balls and some chick walks up to him and says, why the fuck are you in pain? Oh, and you start going off about how you just got punched in the balls. And some chick looks at you and says, hey, quit mansplaining and suck it up and deal with it. That maybe a man getting racked in the balls is the male equivalent to a female's menstrual cramps. I'm not trying to be sexist or degrading with any of it, just trying to help women and men better understand each other. The idea that if you punch a man in the balls, it's seen as funny, but nobody would laugh if you punched a woman. If you punched a woman in her cunt, nobody would laugh. But punch a man in the balls, and it's like people laugh at it hysterically. Very much a demasculating thing towards us men. That doesn't mean you gotta hate women for it. If anything, hate the society that says punching people in the balls is funny. Because if it ain't funny to punch a woman in the cunt, it shouldn't be funny to punch a man in the balls. Gender equality is a bitch like that. And if women or men laugh at that, it's because you've had shitty dating partners, and taking it out on the opposite sex isn't gonna help you get laid. Nor is it gonna help you find the right person. You're just gonna create more problems for the genders and keep me in business of ranting and raving. Every guy and every gal has been treated like shit by the opposite sex at some point in their life. But blaming the opposite sex when both sides go through a fair amount of crap is bullshit, YouTube. Why is it that when a man hates women for the same reasons women hate men, he gets labeled as an incel? But when she does it, it's because all men are pigs. But then you live in a society that says all women want is pigs. Break the fucking cycle. Dudes only want slots because women are hard to please. And chicks are easy to put out, get what they want quicker, but at the same time, it creates the culture we live in. And when they get mad because they give it out and then don't get what they want, they get slut shamed, whereas men get simp shamed. And it creates the vicious culture we live in. And that's too woke for you to handle. Not my problem. Just because a woman bats her eyes at you, or just because a dude hands you roses, doesn't mean you gotta start handing out compliments and sex like it's going out of style. Have some self-respect for yourself. And that goes for both genders. Just because a man's wearing tactical soap don't mean you gotta fuck him. There is this thing called consent. So when people give me shit like, oh hey Cobras, if tactical soap is supposed to work, how come you haven't been late in almost 6 years? And I'm like, because there's this thing called consent that women like the smell of it, that doesn't mean they have to act upon it. I keep wearing it and doing my badass thing, and the trolls can suck it. My trolls are so jealous that I have friends in real life outside of YouTube. I don't have to harass my trolls to get human interaction. But the trolls are obsessed with harassing me, and it's cute and pathetic at the same time. Oh shit. I gotta take a leak. The biggest problem with this YouTube is men and women are being told social stereotypes. Women are being told they want the asshole who's sex crazed and violent and doesn't give a fuck about his feelings because men aren't supposed to have feelings. And women are being told to be the quiet little dainty victims that support that shit. And it's toxic for our society. That women and men are beyond victims and strong character types. You don't gotta be strong to make your voice be heard. Men are being told you're less of a man if you can't build a cabin. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm releasing a bunch of new merchandise, including this. This is the one's already released. It's a new mug on the customized girl. Very nice. One's got a king cobra, one's got an Indian cobra. New merchandise on customized girl on the king cobra's fang. That's what's up. If I made a King Cobra JFS t-shirt about the Indian and put in like a black and green Indian cobra, you know, a bunch of like snake nerds are gonna be like, that's not a King Cobra. Like, it's not about that. It's about King Cobra JFS. He's a fan of cobras. Okay, now I get it. Cool. Like, I'm literally coming up with fire merchandise. Merchandise I would buy if I had the money. Including a St. Patrick's Day cup. I don't want to show it off because it's just that epic. When Customized Girl approves all my new merch ideas, you'll see, YouTube. Spaghetti and meatballs. Because I made spaghetti and meatballs, and because the trolls want to make fun of me for having Asperger's, let's turn that into a joke. Spaghetti instead of spaghetti. Because I have Asperger's. That's fucking gold shit, dude. My trolls are miserable, dude. You know that? My trolls have nothing in life. They provide me entertainment because it's like I own their sympathetic lives. I give them even less of what joy I get out of them. And it's glorious. Because, you know, like Boglum Chronicles or what the fuck ever, if they steal my spaghetti and meatballs recipe, they're gonna call it spaghetti or something stupid like that. So, like, I'm taking the fun out of it before they do it. I'm better at trolling myself and then trolling the trolls on top of it than they are at trolling me. Because I do not have to harass my trolls in real life to get inside their goddamn heads. YouTube, I'm already fucking there. Good lordy, look at that mug. Isn't that sexy? Yes. That's a big old coffee mug with two dueling pistols, a sheriff's bash. It says Troll Slayer. On the back, it's got the internet troll being shot out. And it says Trolls Lose. Wah. That's available on the old customized girl. Mm-hmm. Cowboy making new merchandise. It's my birthday month. March 26th is my birthday. And I don't want the fans to feel like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's March. I'm creating, like, 6 new items for my birthday month. Then I want to cool off on the merch making afterwards. But the St. Patrick's Day mug that I have designed is perfect. I wanted to put a leprechaun on my St. Patrick's Day drinking mug, but leprechauns are seen as culturally inappropriate to Irish folk. So if I photoshopped a leprechaun to have green hair instead of red, and then like his beard doesn't look like regular beard, it looks like green stuff, you know, it comes off as more, hopefully more St. Patrick's Day themed than it does of, oh, well, you know, you offensive bastard. Well, the front of the glass says Lucky in front of a four-leaf clover, and the back features a pipe-smoking leprechaun, and it says, "Don't fucking pinch me." It's just St. Patrick's Day, you know, leprechaun drinking his green beer, smoking his pipe, you know. Festive. But then it's like, don't fucking pinch me, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do an accent, and I'm not gonna try. Cultural appropriation only works when you're not white. Too far, Cobra. You need to behave yourself. I'm just being a cheeky little cunt, YouTube. St. Patrick's Day is pretty much a holiday for drinking for the adults. So it's like, you know, in March is my birthday, so I'm like, okay, I like the color green. Let's go for a fucking mug. I found a graphic. I photoshopped it a bit. If Customized Girl approves it, cool. If not, I'll just remake it. Like making an Irish St. Patrick's Day mug that said Happy International Irish Cultural Appropriation Day, you fucking arseholes. I'm like, that seemed a bit too harsh. But having a leprechaun surrounded by pot leaves and everything's green, and it says, "Don't fucking pinch me." Yeah, that seemed a bit more fitting. Like it's St. Patty's Day, yes, but like it's not over the top. Like, even when you try not to be offensive to someone's culture, someone's always gonna throw a fucking fit about it. Did I say that out loud? Do you think I can get offended when somebody does a British accent and be like, "Excuse me, I'm 80% British, and I do think your British accent is cultural appropriation"? You'd never hear me say that. Out of example, I couldn't go up to some random ass colored motherfucker and be like, "Hey, you know, so do I get offended by it?" No. I'm like, I acknowledge my white privilege, and I'm like, if someone does a British accent, being as I'm 80% British, what the fuck am I gonna say about it? Thanks for preserving my culture. That's exactly what the fuck I'm gonna say about it. You want to St. Patrick's Day mug so fucking bad. It's glorious. It's perfect. It's King Cobra merch, and it celebrates the holiday. That's a good looking mug, mates. Right. You pour yourself a pint of beer in that. Yeah, it's like, yeah. I'm not gonna show you what it fucking looks like, because I want it to be a fucking surprise. If Customized Girl approves it, fucking A, they approved one of my more offensive t-shirts on Customized Girl. And that depends on how you take it, really, to be honest. I go from 0 to Karen to bitch to cunt in 4 seconds or less. And the back says, don't fuck with me. That t-shirt right here is meant to make fun of the whole Karen thing. Not meant to make fun of anyone named Karen or degrade females, but the whole you're such a Karen thing is so stupid. So I'm like, I get made fun of for being King Cobra. I'm not trying to make fun of women or anyone named Karen. It's seen as being sassy in our society, so it's an opportunity, Women be like that sometimes, dude. You go from Karen to bitch to cunt in 4 seconds or less. But when men do it, we get told you better check your male privilege. And men better keep their tempers in check, otherwise you're a psycho fucking serial killer, blah blah blah, rapist, blah 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 blah, whatever. And I'm like, it's kind of unfair to pin all the blame on men, but at the same time, it's like maybe people could just be nicer to each other. There's a thought. There's a fucking thought, YouTube. Fucking hate serial killers and sick fucks, and people are gonna look at this video and be like, "Oh, Cobra said it. Oh, this motherfucker." When you see this fucking female T-shirt that I made, it's making fun of the whole "you're such a Karen" bullshit, because there are plenty of amazing women named Karen who fucking have to suffer because society's obsessed with dumb trends. You're such a Chad. You're such a Karen. And you may not think much about it, but what if your name got associated with horrible people? And you were just like, okay, just because I have the same name doesn't mean I'm like that person, kind of thing. But yeah, this is the shirt. It's a funny female sweatshirt. Description says, funny female sweatshirt. Let people know you're not the girl to mess with. This sweatshirt is not meant to offend women or people named Karen. It is just a sweatshirt packed with sassy attitude. And that's the truth. That you're such a Karen thing. It's just like now people who aren't even named Karen, and now you're being accused of things you don't even do when people just want to be in control. So there's that. You see some old woman harassing a bunch of skateboarders who were complying with the law, rebel complying with the squares kind of thing. And it's a reflection of what she is being told to change. So now she's obsessed with it, and she can't handle it. You young punks. I'm not trying to, insult women or men or anyone named Karen or women in general. This is just a playful t-shirt. But of course, people are going to read this t-shirt and get offended, like, oh my God. And it's like, you know how you're a female and you're sick and tired of being called a Karen because you're sick and tired of people giving you shit when shit doesn't go your way? Exactly my point. But just because shit doesn't go your way doesn't mean you gotta have a freak out about it. Now you wanna call me a hypocrite on that? By all means, go ahead. But at least I can acknowledge that I gotta work on myself. Meanwhile, there are people out there who don't even have what me and Cool Taste have, who don't even have autism, who freak out. It becomes the internet front page. Like, oh, Karen has a freak out at Walmart. It's so fucking stupid. I'm like, we all don't get our way sometimes. We all hate getting rejected, and we all try to assume power and control over the society we live in. And when it doesn't fucking bloody work, people get pissed. Like, you can't assume control over society. You can't be the king. You just gotta do your thing. And if people dig it, that's cool. If they don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. I spent an entire life of people saying my shit ain't good enough. You know? And then now I got people who are digging my shit, so it's a different perspective. All the hate comments don't really bother me because I'm going live. Just show I don't give a shit. Like, the trolls are like, you better not go live. And it's like, what the fuck are they gonna say? The shit they've already said because they're losers, YouTube. And grab me some more liquor, man. We'll pour ourselves one more drink to end the stream. This is why Cobra's videos kick ass. Yeah, my trolls are fucking stupid, YouTube. Hmm. Catch you later.